Greetings, friends from my asbestos-ridden apartment. Need to get that checked out. In the almost 2 years since I've posted a video, sorry by the way, a little movie called Deadpool and Wolverine came out. And you better believe when I tell you, ever since I first walked out of that theater, I've been anxiously waiting to talk about this film with you guys. I guess the only reason I didn't make this video sooner was because of the eternal struggle of the creative mind to find something original to say with your work. I mean, it made $1 billion. Like, what am I supposed to say that the movie itself or others haven't already said? Jerry, do you know? No? No one? Okay, well, I'm gonna talk about the movie anyway. My expectations for this movie were about the same expectations I have for about every Marvel movie that comes out. I want it to have genuine stakes, a genuine message that resonates throughout the beginning, middle, and end of the movie. I need it to feel like a 5-ish issue comic event run put onto the big screen, and on top of all of that, it needs to stay faithful to the characters that it's adapting. More than anything. These are the things I start thinking of when hearing about a new Marvel movie coming out, and when you imagine a Deadpool and Wolverine story that ticks all these boxes off, it starts to seem like a pretty high bar to clear. And it cleared it. Like, it totally cleared it. This movie truly ticked all of these boxes off and more. This buddy road trip team up to save the universe was paced exactly like a 5-issue comic run. You could pitch this exact movie story beat for beat as a comic book, and that's exactly how it should be. Not only did it do all this, but it simultaneously made itself a legacy send-off movie for all the Marvel movies that were under the 20th Century Fox banner. There is so much love poured into this film that makes it so much more than a nostalgia Hollywood slop fest that some people would lead you to believe. But what's a reason people could be contributing to this narrative that there's no heart to the movie and things are tagged on? I truly believe that it actually has to do with how much this movie accomplishes. In short, I think this movie accomplishes too much and is too unexpected for a lot of people to be able to process in one sitting. The movie's greatest strength can be recontextualized as its greatest weakness. To help better understand, let me try to define the two halves of what I think this movie accomplishes and why it's worth seeing twice. Okay, so on one side, this movie's title is Deadpool and Wolverine, so it's the story's responsibility to further the legacy of these comic book characters. Emphasis on the comic book because these characters are from comic books. On the other hand, the creative team in this movie is partly comprised of people who had plans to further the legacy of past adaptations of these comic book characters. There were stories written with plot threads left dangling that this movie has taken responsibility for taking care of. So I think when you go into this movie for the first time, you're likely to be focusing solely on one of these sides. The yeah, Wesley Snipes' backside, or the, oh, I know exactly what comic they used as a storyboard for this fight side. For that reason, I don't really blame you if you walk out feeling like there was a part of this movie that was missing. I'm actually saying you probably feel that way because you missed it. A second viewing of this movie allows space for you to take in both sides of what it seeks to accomplish, and reveals how seamlessly those sides talk to each other and coalesce into something completely new. Well, what is that new thing, I hear you ask? What is the bigger picture here? Calm yourself. I'll enlighten you, okay? You ready? It's the shawarma. The first Avengers movie made a promise to us as an audience when it first rolled its credits. It made a promise that this wouldn't only be a world where we see our heroes fight the most impossible battles we wouldn't dream of fighting on our own, but that it would also be a world where our heroes step out of their armor to greet us on the ground and show us we're just like them. So when we're all getting caught up in this drama of who's getting recast as who and where could the story possibly go next, Deadpool and Wolverine reminds us what we're really here experiencing these stories for, ourselves. So those are my thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine, and why it's one of those rare movies that's not only worth seeing twice, but was deliberately made to be seen more than once. I hope you guys like this new format. I know it's been a while, but I have a lot of plans for videos, and presenting this type of video this way just makes it easier to focus my energy editing other stuff. So please do let me know any thoughts you have in the comments, and as always, make someone smile today. Bye-bye.